This video is going to be called Source of Information or Source of Distorted Information. You know, it's quite easy to see or tell where someone's coming from, not only based on their actual energy, which then radiates out their own level of consciousness, but also on the things that they choose to share. You know, they reveal things that they've been following, focusing on what their current interests are, kind of thing. Things like that. I had a call from someone and could sense that they were quite eager to burst into sharing whatever they were actually caught up in. And I was then informed that everyone's now working from home. I could see that they'd been applying themselves to the news and actually even observed how carried away they allowed themselves to be in all that. They were even showing some excitement, but totally oblivious that they were only sharing distorted information. When you put so much of your focus or attention and energy into what's going on in the news, the media, the governments or whatever else, and automatically trust and believe in all that, not even questioning or how or why you're still externalizing your power to those structured systems that you've allowed to govern you. You don't realize that you're also agreeing to more manipulation by that same system. So you don't actually get to see what's really going on or taking place from a high conscious level. You aren't able to see that because you're still being programmed to maintain and have an old linear function, and coming from that perspective, and then just saying what they're saying. And in another way, not really actually aware how nonsensical the information you're sharing is. And it doesn't make one bit of sense. On many levels. And even when asked why you'd say such things, you just reply, well, it's what the government say. So, not really thinking for yourself. And then you continue on to say that you believe in what the government say and that they know what they're talking about. See, the thing about that, if you continue to speak through having those distorted beliefs, well, that's where you're functioning from, and the level of consciousness that you're communicating through. That's where conversation level for you lies. So that would be your truth. If you choose to be the source of distorted information and be part of those types of realities, well, you would be the one choosing to experience more of keeping on with that type of mindset through having or getting excitement or pleasure or getting a kick or fix out of being in that part of illusion. Because that's where your attention lies. You'd be saying that you still agree to allow for an external governmental system to be really a guide into you having a more fulfilling and prosperous life, if I'm saying that right. And that type of mindset may cause you to really have more suffering. And not everyone's working from home. I'll give an example of something that you can relate to. Say Say someone's requiring an ambulance, and an ambulance is called out. Well, the ambulance service doesn't work from home. And if you go out to local groceries, DIY places, hardware stores, or wherever else, because you like to physically see what you're buying, well, the groceries and all those other places are not working from home. You know, if you receive mail through the post, well, the postman or postwoman or post other is not working from home. The post offices, the ones that are open, they're not working from home. In charity shops, they don't work from home. You know, delivery services that deliver. You know, pharmacies that's open. Builders who build things. You know, houses and other things. You know, there are those that maintain, you know, the streets. You know, keep things tidy, moving rubbish or unwanted things left in particular places, you know, things like that. They don't work from home. You know, the train, the tube, the bus drivers, you know, they don't work from home. Petrol stations, to police departments, you know, schools. You know, you could even look out your window. You know, you may see or even spot those who have chosen to have jobs. You know, in removing household rubbish and recycling. You know, wearing those bright uniforms. Well, they don't work from home. If you just stop to look, if you pull away, actually I might do a video on the need to follow things, but if you pull away from the addiction of needing to fill your heads with distorted information, you may start to see that a lot of those things that you had believed in, you know, agreed with or led to believe in, never actually made any sense, and not only that, never really applied to you. You know, only served to keep you distracted from your purpose, you know, your soul's connection, your quantum existences. You know, it served to keep your energy tied up in all those external things. You know, the governments dictate to you what your new beliefs are. You know, there are those that work in hospitals. Well, they're not working from home. You know, what about those that don't have a job? You know, haven't yet discovered or started their own businesses. You know, the governments and the media, you know, those types of outlets, you know, they target those that have an old mindset, you know, those that are easily led, those that hold fear, those that still don't know or have not yet discovered their own inner power. You know, those that unconsciously choose to be governed, to be led, to be ruled over. And the ironic thing is that the true source of information, which is also quantum intelligence, you know, is accessed through your own cosmic inner connections. You know, it comes from deep within you. So that's one so beautiful. It keeps going underwater. Can you see? So through that access, you get to see past the limits, past a lot of things, because you would have dismantled and broken down those barriers, those layers, and all those boundaries, which really was those invisible chains disguised as old beliefs that you once called your truth. You know, you actually stop participating and pull out of the old matrix system, which was a linear ego-based system, and embrace the new, a quantum operating system, by stepping into the future aspects of yourself. But it occurs in stages so that the physical body can really adapt to more higher frequencies. You know, to share really with anyone, you know, and continue on with saying to others that everyone's working from home. You know, what you're doing is just repeating what the media or whoever's saying and believing in that narrative, while also choosing it, you know, to be an interesting point to share through conversation. But it's catered to your own mindset. a third and fourth dimensional level of consciousness. Oh, there's another swan there, can you see? You know, those that clean offices, mansions, houses, hotels, well, they're not working from home. You know, what about the catering businesses? Some go to get a takeaway service, or go to a takeaway service or a cafe or whatever, you know, pubs that's open. Those that choose to be entertained in that way, you know, get together, or socialise in that way. Well, those that run those businesses, they're not working from home. You know, they work from those businesses. The point is that every time you choose to empower, distort information and trust in that, you know, that's sort of what you're bringing back to yourself, because you're not bringing anything new to yourself, and that leaves you unable to perceive something new other than what they're telling you, or projecting to you, or transmitting to you. You know, I have zero interest in looking to change anything that you believe in, but only sharing that there are always other ways to look at things, which will then may allow you to shift your own belief structures. You know, I mean, why repeating old illusions and old time loops that only further messes with your mind? You know, why not take control, or take back control of your own mind? You know, that could be a great slogan for the government to use. You know, you could always choose to explore and experience more of the world you're in. You know, the world that exists within you, instead of a world that you've been fed, you know, recoding yourself to more nonsense. I mean, what's the point of even sharing unrelatable information? I mean, what does it really assist anyone with? Unless, of course, you're having a conversation with a like-minded someone, you know, who also chooses to get caught up in those third and fourth dimensional realities, and additionally not also aware themselves what they're actually saying, or what they're still unconsciously agreeing to by still playing in those same beliefs. You know, say you want to go on a brief journey or a trip using a cab or taxi service. Well, those transport services are not working from home. You know, they're out there in their cars, coaches or whatever, taking passengers where they need to go. You know, you could be going abroad, you know, the plane or private jet. You know, they're not working from home. You know, the airports and a whole bunch of other places, you know, shoe shops, houseplant centres, pet shops, you know, they're not working from home. You know, those types of governmental beliefs, well, if that's the word, you know, they're there to control your perceptions, and what that does, it actually energetically will keep you off balance, you know, off frequency and in an ununified state. It could also cause a decline in your physical health until you address those, well, external things that you've chosen and really agreed to make greater than yourself. You know, but by taking back the control of your own mind and making new choices, you know, shifting your own mentality, you know, you'll be able to create that balance, you know, return to that deep, sacred inner peace, you know, allowing yourself to be, or become more unified and harmonized, and recoding yourself to wellness, not more illness. You know, I mean, we free ourselves. We are the ones that remove the veils. You know, those governments, those collectives, they're in place for a very different purpose, funded by way of taxes and other things. They use their positions to mislead, misguide others. They're not there to share wisdom by emanating from the purest form of love. No, they're there to be a constant supply of distorted information, imposing themselves onto others, violating sacred trust, controlling lives, and so on. Whoever you allow to govern you, becomes your leader. So you become the follower, agreeing to be led. But you're also a leader. Well, a way shower is a better term. You show there's a new way, through love. But you won't know that through functioning from a powerless state, being in fear, making yourself a victim, while also being embedded in an old matrix structured system. Anyway, I'll do another video soon. It's a very cloudy day, but it is so beautiful and it's so fresh. But it's also a pleasure to always be out in nature. I'll do another video soon, and thank you for watching.